So today, the newest Helluva Boss short titled Mission Antarctica just released. Like usual, I'll go through what happens in the episode and then give my thoughts after. So the episode starts with us reading the IMP case file. The client died due to a man-eating beast and hires IMP to go to Antarctica to hunt it down. Blitz uses his Osmodian crystal to teleport him there, meaning it takes place after the latest two Helluva Boss episodes. They discover the area with all the dead scientists and get charged by a huge seal. The seal goes down easily and they discover it was running from something else. They see a penguin which they immediately shoot, which summons a horde of more of them. The penguins chase after them and call IMP slurs. They hide inside the scientist building and try to use Blitz's Osmodian crystal to teleport out, but it doesn't work since it requires Lost to work. Moxie licks it, which makes it work, and they teleport out, but not before Millie throws a match and sets all the penguins alight. We see one angry penguin at the end, perhaps hinting that they could return in the future. With the synopsis covered, it's time to get into my thoughts. I'll start with the things I liked. This episode clocked in at just over 4 minutes, which is similar to the first short Hell's Bells. Personally, I thought the runtime and pacing were fine. The twist that it was the penguins that actually killed everyone and not the seal was pretty entertaining. The audio was decent and I liked the song that played during the credits. The animation was also well polished and about as good as usual. The main thing I liked about this short was the fact that it was IMP going on a mission. It was a breath of fresh air to see them do their jobs, which is something people have been requesting for a while. Episodes focused around the missions are always good fun, and especially when they go to the human world. The Antarctic was unlike any set pieces we have seen before, and the red imps contrasted really well against the white snow and ice. It was neat how Blitz, who's usually the leader, was overwhelmed, and it was actually Moxie and Millie that saved the day, which was a nice change of pace. The segment where Blitz couldn't use the Osmodian crystal also explains a few things. Firstly, it explains how they work, so they need lust or romance to function. And secondly, it means Blitz isn't as good in the bedroom as he says he is. This means that Veroska's statements back in season 1 were actually true and not just her being mean. With the things I liked discussed, it's time to get into the things I disliked. Firstly, I think the dialogue was a bit weak. Some of the jokes just flat out missed the mark, the main example being when Blitz says there's at least 10 penguins. If it was given a couple more seconds, then it would have landed and been properly funny. Another example is the penguin saying slurs. It was funny when one penguin said it, but then the rest parroted it and the joke lost its sharpness. I think Blitz was just overly sexual and not as comedic in this one compared to in the actual episodes. Sex jokes and crude humour is Blitz's whole personality, but here, at least in my opinion, they just felt a bit out of place. Another issue I picked up on is that not including the client was a missed opportunity. Normally, in past episodes with clients, we get to see them. For example, with Miss Mayberry, the camp counsellor, or Loopty-Goopty. We get to see them as a human and how they died, which causes their cineform to reflect these two things. Unfortunately, in this short, we just learn about the scientists dying, but we don't actually get to see them. I think it would have been way cooler to see this character give the mission to IMP. Perhaps since they died in such a cold temperature, they're half frozen, and they have visible bite marks all over their body from the penguins. Normally the show is pretty good with fleshing out the world building and creating interesting side characters, so it's a shame that they didn't utilise that in this one. So overall, what do I think? I think this short is alright, but not as good as Hell's Bells. It was nice to see IMP going on a mission, and this short should help keep fans entertained until next month's. I do hope they improve the marketing around the show though. This short wasn't advertised at all and there was no sneak peeks, so I hope they go back to the usual route of posting updates on Twitter. What do you think about the short? What are your theories for the future ones? Let me know down below.